Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
This is Gleipnir, episode 13. Once again, the finale. We're heading to the end of the season. What happened last time? What happened last episode?
Oh yeah, freaking...
It was a flashback episode.
Yeah, it was the flashback episode, which was really crazy. It gave a weird Anohana vibe of like, we're all friends, and then one of our friends is dead, but we're still gonna be friends. Just kidding. Now one of us is just evil, and there's a coin alien.
Yeah, and Honoka fucking is dead. Aiko is dead. Did you literally just say it like that because you don't remember any of their names?
No, I do. Aiko died, and then Honoka was like, no one.
Well, I just said those names. That's cheating.
Yeah, then Honoka died, and then what's his face?
What did I say?
Killed her, and then Shuichi and Elena were just like, yo, why'd you do that?
Except they weren't.
But they were like, now we're gonna go and do all this other stuff and we're gonna still get the coins. And he was like, no, I will kill anyone.
Except he wasn't. He's not. You're acting like this is a plot. He just started killing people because he went fucking crazy.
Yeah, but he's
Do you actually remember what happened?
He's like camped out by the coins and will kill anyone who comes
He's not camped out by the coins. Oh, well now, no, and yeah, you're right.
Now he is.
In present day,
yeah,
yes.
in present day he is.
But in the past, he was just by the riverbed or whatever, fucking, like, killing random people, like, you just... like the ghost of Honoka.
It was like he made the ghost of Honoka, and if you couldn't tell her who she was, then you would die.
Yeah.
What he like basically created some weird like urban legend Bloody Mary type creature.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, we're gonna get into this is the last episode of Gleipnir, probably ever. I don't think this is gonna get another season, unfortunately.
It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about the series later. We'll probably have another thick discussion.
Yeah, as we've been having with these final episodes. Hope you guys enjoy our reaction and discussion to Gleipnir episode 13 and Gleipnir as a whole. We're gonna get right into it. Make sure you check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/boldcast, where you can see the uncut reactions for the previous few episodes of our seasonal shows and ones to come. There's gonna be some changes to that coming forward to our Patreon, but
check out the schedule on our community tab. We're supposed to post that yesterday, but just because of certain copyright strikes that we've gotten and certain changes we're going to be making, that's coming out a bit later with some announcements as well, so you can check out that for more information.
Yeah, so there's going to be some changes happening to our Patreon just to make things a little bit easier now that we anticipated that there was going to be some changes because before we even started we anticipated there was going to be some changes. It was inevitable since this is like our first time doing anything like this, so check out that, but we do have some content up there that you'll probably enjoy. Right now, you can see Konosuba our first reaction to Konosuba episode 7 on our Patreon right now, as well as a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, uncut reactions for Kaguya and the last episode of Tower of God.
Mm-hmm. And the OVAs are going to be uploaded soon. We were having problems with Vimeo. That's the only reason why they're not
Vimeo, another reason why we have to make changes to our Patreon is Vimeo only allows we're already paying for it, but it still only allows a certain amount to be uploaded each week, and we've hit that already.
Yeah, so we need to figure some stuff out. So thank you guys for your patience on that. But we do have the OVAs and the first movie recorded, and that's going to be going up soon. It's In This Corner of the World. We really enjoyed it. We had a decent half-hour discussion afterwards, as well as the full reaction uncut to the movie. All that stuff's going to be going up soon to our Patreon, so go to patreon.com/boldcast. Anyway, check out also our backup channel, Boldcast Backup. We already have a copyright strike on this main channel, so we appreciate everyone who is already subscribed. If you would go down to the description, check out Boldcast Backup, our backup channel, just in case we get any more strikes. And yeah, we got Instagram, we got merch, mugs, shirts, stickers, all of the Boldcast logo designed by Lindsay on our Teespring website. That's also in the description. We're gonna get right into this Gleipnir reaction. Hope you guys enjoy Gleipnir, our reaction to Gleipnir episode 13. Let's go.
Oh. Good point.
I think it meant to say became, not become.
Yeah, she called Elena again, remember?
Yeah. There's a lot more CG elements this episode. I guess now that they're in the city for once, rather than just run around the forest.
Oh, so I guess maybe he knows. Or they...
It was about what? I don't understand what you're saying.
That she called Elena. He said, you made the right call.
The fuck? Is this his house? Looks like no one's been here for fucking centuries.
This is scary.
I have a feeling he's a little more fucked up than I bargained for, I guess. Because
yeah,
I was talking about his parents. I think last episode I was like, does he have parents?
Maybe not. Are his parents also dead?
I think so. What is he reading? What is that?
Is it because of that memory? Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa. Did she die?
Yep.
Oh.
Why? Oh, for the coins? Oh, shit.
They're setting up something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Elena's gonna show up too and take them from him.
True.
See? Yeah. Very ominous cloud.
It was like a shadow.
Oh, there's
passing
that
over the
little
town.
dead.
Oh yeah, first episode.
Oh, so no one remembers him either.
Did he find 100 coins? Is that what I'm... Oh. Did he find 100 coins? Is that what I'm... Is that what we're meant to believe?
I don't know.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Oh god. Yeah, I wonder if she actually had a really good reason for it, or if she was just being selfish, like, and kind at the same time.
Oh, she killed his parents.
Or maybe he did.
Or, yeah. Well, Elena probably didn't kill her.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Oh my... Holy shit.
This is like episode 2 all over again! Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
Is nobody seeing this?
They're like out of town. Oh shit.
Pistol whipped.
She on the water?
Oh shit.
No.
Please say Honoka.
She in his head?
What is this? Is this...
Oh my god.
I can't tell if I missed something.
Whoa.
Fuck.
Oh.
What? I guess it takes a lot out of her. I thought, didn't he just, like, shoot his memory of her or something?
Maybe not the best idea.
Well, damn. Oh, I'm a little confused. I don't know about you. Oh. Well, I would keep, for Patreon, I would keep the... But our thing was just stuttering, so I'm just going to skip through to see if there's an after credits, and there's not. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Damn. So that was a series right there. I don't know what the fucking deal with that power is. I'm so confused.
The Honoka power, I think and she's talking about, okay, what I think it is she is literally, like I said before, like sort of like a weird Bloody Mary type creature.
Okay.
That just...
Wait, hang on. Before you explain how you think it works, I'm going to explain how I think it works, because I think you understand more about it, and you can correct my understanding of it. The way I understood it, he was, like, fucked up about killing Honoka as she was, like, transformed into Aiko. So, in his weird fucked up way, he wanted people to know that it was... I feel like he wanted other people to, like, not know that it was actually Honoka. So he would create this... So his power was he created this, like, visage, and by, like, asking people, who do you think I am, then it proves that he wasn't fucked up by killing her, because everyone else got it wrong, too. That's the way I understood it. So, like, he created this thing, or, like, he manifests this spectral form. It looks like Honoka, I guess. See, now I'm even confusing myself. I guess I don't fully understand it. It looked like Honoka before, but now it looks more like Aiko. This episode. I don't know. And so, like, who am I? And then it's clearly Honoka, and then they answer anything, and then it kills them if it's not Honoka.
But the problem with that is Shuichi was about to say Honoka.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying,
yeah, I'm not saying that's actually how it works. I'm saying that's how I understood it.
That's how I originally thought it was, and maybe it is like that, because it was like, oh, she stands on the street, and anyone who walks down the street and sees her will have to answer the question. However, once Shuichi remembered everything, his bond with Elena, she just showed up and was like, no. And then once she was like, no, you guys don't get to have this bond
Is
together.
That what it said?
I think they said bond like 5 times.
Okay.
So my understanding is because Elena and Shuichi had like a bond together, it's also about like the friendship doesn't exist anymore. And if it doesn't exist, then I guess there's nothing, I don't know, for her to take away. Like, if Shuichi remembers Elena and the bond that they had together, then she wants to, like, the, like, spectral Honoka wants to kill him so that they don't have that anymore. Like, she killed his parents so that they, like, what's the guy's name with the blonde hair? Kaito. I think it's, like, Kaito is kind of all alone, and he wants everyone else to be the same way, like, one by one. Taking away first their family, and then their, like,
I
other
guess I just didn't understand the power. Like, what's the... So before all that, he was about to say Honoka, which apparently was the answer.
But I guess it's also the wrong answer, because it's not even... It's still not Honoka. Like, it's... Like Elena said, it's not her, and it's not Aiko. It's this other thing.
Okay. I guess. It seems
it's a little bit complicated. I'm not... Like, I feel like I kind of know what it is, but I could also be wrong because it was really vague.
I feel like I'm completely lost. I feel like I don't understand how that worked at all, so I didn't understand the stakes. And he like, shot Elena in his mind.
That was, like, her doing the power of making him forget, which she did before.
Okay, so when he shot her, he stopped her, like, making him forget.
No, he forgot her. She pulled the gun. She was, like, holding him on the outside. She pulled the gun and shot, like, the memory of herself.
That's exactly what I just said.
Oh.
So he shot the memory of her, but then he came out of it and remembered everything. It didn't work, even though he shot that memory. It didn't...
I think what happened was he still remembers that, like, Elena's a person and she's an enemy, but he doesn't remember now that they were, like, together.
Okay.
And he doesn't remember the group of friends and that they were all together. But he still knew about Elena the entire time, and that didn't break the seal or whatever is sort of going on here.
I'm completely lost with how the whole power thing worked, because we never saw that, like, the synapse network and, like, all that stuff, and the way that, like, that was the first time we ever saw anything like that. Before, it was just, like, static on a flashback screen and, like, stuff like that. That's how it represented memory, or things being blacked out, and they used that a bit, but I don't know, I completely do not understand what was going on there at all. I'm gonna be completely honest. And I guess it's maybe because I don't understand the power, like, Kaito's ability to, like, manifest what I thought was Honoka now is just a ghost that, like, wants to destroy bonds between people. The fight was dope as hell. That was sick. But I don't understand, like, if there's a way, like, the way it was introduced last episode, it seemed like there was like a flaw. There was, like, a way to win if you, like, guessed the right name, or if you knew who it was, then it couldn't hurt you. But now it seems like it doesn't matter if you know. It'll just kill you if there's... It'll just destroy the relationship by, like, killing somebody in that relationship. Mm-hmm. So the only way to stop the thing from being interested was to make Shuichi forget about Elena, therefore, like, ruining that bond. And then it's like, oh, I'm not interested in, like, bonds between monsters?
Yeah.
But that didn't make any sense either, because he was a monster before when she wanted to fuck it up, but then it...
But, I mean, if he doesn't have any, like, connections like that, then he's not really human, I think was what they were going for. Like, if he doesn't... Like, of course he kind of cares about Claire, but that's not the same. But he has no parents. He doesn't really have any, like, friends that he deeply cares about. And if he's not with Elena... then he's not even human, because he just kills things. He's like he's literally looks like a monster, but he's also just not having a human experience, and therefore she's not interested in ruining said human experience. I believe. I don't know.
That sounds plausible, but if that's the way it is, then I don't really like it. I don't know. Yeah.
They made it really complicated. It just sucks that this is the last episode.
Yeah.
Because if this was, like, the second to last episode, I wouldn't care as much, because I would know that they would probably, like, make a little bit more sense of it and clarify it a little bit.
Well, now they're going off back into the woods to try and face off against Kaito. With Sanbe.
Well, they don't know Kaito is there.
I guess not.
They don't really know about him. But, so they're just like, oh yeah, let's go to the crash site because we forgot that it's evil. And then Sanbe is just like, I've just been waiting here for you this entire time.
I've literally been sitting on this rock for 5 days. Yeah. Well.
That was fucked up about Shuichi's parents, though. I
still don't understand what happened. Like, so the bond ruined their relationship? Or, like, that monster ruined because he had a relationship with his parents? It, like, killed his parents? Mm-hmm. Is that what happened?
I think so. And Elena's parents were killed the same way, but she told Claire that she did it and then ran away so that Claire wouldn't come looking for her.
Okay.
Is what I think.
Alright.
But Shuichi's house... That was really
weird.
crazy. That was really crazy. And he didn't even see it that way. Because when we saw his room before, when he was the only one there, his room looked fine. It was clean. It was organized. His house was great. And then Claire gets in there and it's just dead. Mm-hmm. There's like moldy food.
Like wrapped up on the table. Yeah, that was fucked. That was a great reveal. I actually really liked that. That was sick. Mm-hmm. It's like... He had only seen his house, like, a couple times, but it was intentional that, like, he was the only one there. But now, yeah, that was a really good reveal.
I really liked that, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about the ghost Honoka situation.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have... I feel like it has the potential to be cool, but I don't really understand it enough for it to actually be cool.
Yeah.
But I did like the Shuichi's parents, and then also... By that logic, probably Elena didn't kill her own parents, which is also really cool, and it makes me, like, before I kind of liked Elena's character, but I was like,
well, she killed her
parents and she's just, like, weird. There's something going on there that we don't know about, but now we know what that is, so that gives her character a bit more credit of, like, you thought she was a good person the whole time, but it was like, well, then what was wrong with her parents, that she killed them, or, like, did something else happen? It turns out that she was just trying to protect Claire.
Yeah.
So.
My original theory with that, I think, was, like, something about getting the power, like, makes you lash out at those around you or something. Mm-hmm. So that's why I didn't see Shuichi's parents. That's why Claire and Elena didn't have parents, because Elena apparently killed them. It would have made sense to me that way. But as we, like, met more people who, like, had powers, and we didn't know, like, their backstory or whether they had parents or whatever, it was harder to say, but apparently they don't have parents because they were friends with fucking Kaito and he went insane. So then, like, his fucking power went around and went crazy as well and just started fucking killing random people and, like, fucking up the lives of those closest to him because he's, like, so fucked up. I guess, is like the long and short of it. There's more mechanics, I guess, into how that power works, but basically all the people that were in his group had their lives fucked up because he made that mistake and killed Honoka when Aiko didn't actually, when Honoka didn't actually kill Aiko just killed herself. All that shit. Yeah, the one thing that I really want to know about the power is if he's controlling it or if his wish created, like, a separate being that acts on its own according to what was, like, originally programmed into it, basically. I guess would make more sense to me. Like, that's why she's like Bloody Mary on the street. She asks this question, if you answer wrong, you die. If you answer right, you live. That's very straightforward and really makes sense. But now that there's, like, even if you answer right, you could still die. And if you have bonds or whatever, then you'll also die. So that's what's weird. Because that seems like you didn't just wish for that exact specific thing to happen. Yeah.
Like, you would have had to and, like, judging by these wishes, you have to be extremely specific about what you want for it to work. Like, the way you envisioned it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I'm just not sure what the exact wish was and what her exact purpose is and if she's being controlled or if she can just act on her own, you know?
Mm-hmm. A lot of confusing shit. I don't know how it actually works. I won't even try to understand it. Because I don't think it really matters exactly how it works necessarily. All I know is the fight was fucking dope. And there's some crazy powers going on. Like that, I think, whatever. That's not really what matters. What I kind of want to talk about is what's the whole series? What do we think of like the whole show? I guess.
I was really liking it until this episode kind of confused me a little bit. I still like it, but it's just, I think, I don't know if we said this at the beginning, but like, it seems unlikely that this will get a season 2. Kind of sad because they really set it up for a season 2. They really...
They always do.
I know they always do, but we were just talking about how in Kaguya, they, like, set it up. And also, we just finished watching ReZero, and in, like, things like that, they set it up so that it could go on, but it would be a satisfying ending. Yeah. This is not at all a satisfying ending. This is a completely unsatisfying ending. This is a complete setup for a second season. Mm-hmm. But, judging by the popularity of the show, how drastically downhill it has gone.
Yeah.
It seems unlikely, which is kind of sad because after it started getting less popular, it started getting better. Which is really a shame.
Yeah.
I think if people had stuck with it through a couple kind of miss episodes, they would have liked it again.
Yeah, and we've talked about a little bit here and there. I'm not sure how deeply we went into it, because, like, off-camera one episode, I think it was after the Metamorphosis episode, we off-camera had, like, a rant about what's wrong with the show, and, like, what it would need to do to, like, be better and not be shit sometimes, like, because it was hitting a pretty rough patch there. We had, like, the one episode that was, like, fucking just Claire and whatever her name is, Koyanagi or some shit, some shit like that, the leader chick, they were like dry humping for fucking 5 hours, an entire episode cutting back and forth, and then it turns out it wasn't even part of the ability. She was just being creepy, and Claire didn't seem to mind, but was like,
well, she did,
but she like endured it for way longer than a normal person would. And it seemed just there. It was obviously there for fan service, but it wasn't even good fan service. No. It was just like weird looking shit. Like,
and it was just way
even if you're into that, it wouldn't, like, I don't see how you would be like interested in that kind of fan service.
Like at first you could be like, oh, okay, and then it just gets weirder and weirder and more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And just like awkward.
And they're looking over at the shelf and there's like sex toys there, and it's like, is this part of the ability? And then it turns out, no, it's not. And, like, Claire doesn't even question that. Because we were thinking the whole time, like, oh, do they need to, like, fuck in order to seal the deal?
Yeah.
But no, they don't. It was just completely fucking random.
But then, and then that just made whatever her name is a dislikable character.
Yeah.
From that moment forward, because she was just creepy and, like, preys upon people.
Yeah.
For no, like... Just
uses her position in the group,
yeah,
to like whatever molest people. It's fucking weird.
It's really messed up. So,
but yeah, so then that happened, and then the next and then there was just around that point and forward, or like for a couple episodes, it seemed like there was real pacing issues. It seems like they were trying to hit these highs, but they weren't like pacing the episodes, like. And we compared it to Attack on Titan. Our whole, like, recounting of this is going to be rough because it's been so long. It's been fucking, whatever, 5, 6, 7 weeks or something like that. But basically, we compared it to Attack on Titan when, spoilers for early on in Attack on Titan Season 1, basically when Eren finds out that when everyone finds out that Eren's a Titan, fucking... It was very similar, the way that the story like, if you follow the story beats of Gleipnir and the way that they introduced that whole, like, metamorphosis mechanic and all this shit, it was very, it felt very much like that sort of progression and hit all the same story beats. But, like, he found out, he died, found out he had that ability, came back, had the big fight, and then lost the fight, and then everyone found him all in the span of one episode. And you could say, oh, well, they didn't waste any time and they didn't fuck with us time-wise. But they just completely softened the blow by, like, okay, they're fine. Oh no, crushed and dead. Now they're a new thing. What the fuck does that mean? No time to explore that because they're already back to normal and nothing happened. Like, we got, like, one line from Elena, but it wasn't, like, her saying... She didn't say anything of value. What that did do was it gave Yoshioka cause to, like, call Elena because now she has the memories that Shuichi doesn't have access to. So that makes sense. And it did have, like, rippling story effects later on.
There's no doubt it should have happened.
Yeah.
The only doubt is, like, why did you put it all in one episode?
And why did you present it like that? Like, yeah.
And especially since the episode previous to that had literally been, like, 20 minutes of just Claire and that other girl just, like, half naked laying there. When you could have just tightened that up a bit, put, like, some of the fight into that episode,
yeah,
and then had the reveal of him being alive,
yeah,
separately.
Because that whole thing with Claire, it seemed like there was supposed to be some tension. Like, she was kind of separated from Shuichi, and we don't know these people's powers, and we don't know what she can do. We don't know the severity of the pact that she's entering. Turns out to not even be an issue, because now they're not even under the pact, and the whole thing is dissolved anyway. But, like, there's a lot of mystery and, like, tension surrounding that. But if it was intercut with, like, Shuichi fighting for his life, and then she's, like, in this rough situation, like, half being molested, half having to make these decisions that are going to affect...
Yeah, and then it turns, instead of just, like, being awkward, then it turns, like, her situation into also a fight.
Yeah.
Like, he's fighting, and then she's fighting a completely different thing at the same time.
But instead, we just had, like, a limp molestation scene that was just fan service for us, but, like, we didn't enjoy that. One, because we're not into that. Two, because it's like, it was poorly drawn. Like, it wasn't even... I'm just thinking, like, if I was the kind of person who was watching the show for fan service, it's not even well animated or well drawn fan service, and it's, like, super slow and weirdly paced and awkward. So we're cutting from that to Shuichi and Yoshioka going and looking for a wallet for, like, the entire episode, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... So, like, that, and I think around that, and with the metamorphosis, people tuned in for that episode, and then after that, people didn't give a fuck about the show, especially that whole, like, when they were fighting that group in the woods.
Yeah. Which, it got better and better throughout that.
Yeah, but they had already lost
they had
everyone.
already lost it, yeah.
And the animation wasn't that good. Like, a lot of people who really liked Yota's, like, reveal of how badass he is, and, like, beating the shit out of people, like, even I could, like, imagine if it had, I mean, you can only have 1 or 2 fights in a show like this. This is just, like, normal seasonal show. It's not crazy budget. It doesn't have, like, a super huge following. Like, it's popular, but it's not, like, fucking whatever, a huge show. So it makes sense that it's not, like, super well animated, but that would have benefited. That Yota fight would have benefited, and with the giant gorilla dude, from, like, having the animation from the Metamorphosis fight, or this last one, or the episode 2 fight, like, yeah. But it seems like they had everyone that they had, and they weren't willing to, like, budget it out, I guess.
Yeah, it just sucks. And I don't even know if it being longer would have helped. We've been talking about this since we've been wrapping up so many seasons lately with Tower of God. A huge issue was that it wasn't long enough. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. I feel like this one had enough time. They just didn't use it wisely.
Yeah.
And that was the main issue. Yeah. Like, I don't think we needed to go in depth into too many more things. In fact, things should have been slightly shorter and more concise. Yeah. Especially in, like, what I don't remember quite, but maybe, like, episodes 3 and 4, or, like, that one day where they were just sitting spying for Elena for, like, an entire day.
I think that was 3, yeah.
Yeah. That could have been slightly, like, everything could have just been moved slightly. The pacing, like, there wasn't really too many problems with the story. There was mystery. Yeah. With Tower of God, we talked a lot about how it was mystery, but, like, to a point where it wasn't a mystery, it was just felt confusion. Like plot holes and confusion. But with this, there was a good amount of mystery, but the pacing didn't help the mystery at all.
Another thing, they didn't, I guess a big problem with, at least me, and I think with you, is that, like, the mystery was there, but when they had basically the biggest thing is when they had an opportunity to provide tension and excitement, they didn't deliver. They just kind of, whenever there was an answer, they just kind of blew over it. Like, it's like, they set up this huge mystery and you're just supposed to be like, holy fuck, what the fuck is going on? But then the answer comes, like, 2 episodes later, and you're just kind of like, oh, well, it's mentioned in a conversation. Like, holy shit, that's crazy that that's what that meant. But also, there wasn't, I don't know, there wasn't a lot of excitement and, like, I don't know.
Yeah, which really sucks, because, like, this, like I just said, there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with the actual story and how things, even like the order of events that happen, there's really nothing wrong with it. Just the pacing and the way which moments are played up.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Is a big thing as well, which really sucks because this could have been so awesome, even with like the level of animation that they had, if things had just been moved around to like make certain moments pop a little bit more. I feel like it would have been really awesome. It would have been a really great season. The opening was fucking awesome. The show could have been awesome.
Yeah.
But it just fell a little flat.
It seems like they misappropriated a lot of their resources and, focused on things that, like, really were kind of missing the point, it felt like.
They did, like, an entire episode of fan service.
Yeah.
But they would have retained more people had they just shuffled it around and done more for what was actually going on in the story.
Yeah, because there was and we're going off of the numbers for our reactions, but Metamorphosis was a big episode, but, like, around it, before and after, and, like, a couple episodes after, it was, like, by far the worst video on our channel for, like, weeks, every Gleipnir upload. Like, it does worse, and like, obviously, we said before, we don't care that it, like, does bad. We're watching the show. So because we want to see how it ends, or we want to see how things unfold.
It's just our way of gauging. Yeah. And if we look it up and see pretty much like, our videos are doing about the same as everyone else's, even way larger channels than us, who are doing Gleipnir, it's just kind of sad. And I feel like it's the show's fault.
Yeah.
The pacing's fault for losing that many people, because it's not the story's fault.
Yeah, but they had it had a lot of potential, and it feels like it was wasted because it feels like they didn't understand what was enjoyable about the show, or what was interesting, I guess, or like at least
or they
to
just
me,
thought,
I don't know.
or I don't know, maybe it's not even that they didn't understand, it's that they were like, oh, we want more people to watch this, so we as creatives are going to make the sacrifice from what we would like to see to what we think people would like to see, as in fan service. I think that's probably more what happened.
Perhaps.
I think it's more of, like, misunderstanding what will get people hooked on the show. Yeah.
And also, it's that, but it's also, like, if they could have done, like, I don't know. Yeah, it is that. But it's with the fights, the way that things were laid out, it just seems like they didn't put, they didn't, like, have foresight to, like, lay events out in a way that would, like, engage people. Like, it was just like, oh, here's the event, and here's the event, and here's the event, and this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then big reveal, and then, like, more questions, and then, like, smaller, like, I don't...
If this had been, like, if this was all stitched together and was, like, one giant movie, it wouldn't be as much of an issue.
Yeah.
But because we're watching week to week, especially because we're watching week to week, and because they're set into, like, 20-minute chunks, I just feel like with the format that you have, you should play with it a little bit more, and, like, really use it to your advantage. We were just talking about, with our Kaguya season review, of how they use, like, a 20-minute format so much to their advantage, and even break it up into smaller chunks to just do exactly what they need, highlight the points that they need to highlight, and not just not just stick to only one thing, because that's what the point of the story that they're at during that episode.
Yeah.
And not that I think this should be in, like, short little chunks. I just mean, like, just because at this point in the story this fight happens doesn't mean it can't happen slightly into the first episode before, and then end slightly earlier with something else happening. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed. that, because I do really like this show. It's definitely one of the funnest shows that we've watched. And it's fun because we can make predictions, and even if they're wrong, I feel like it gives us enough. It's not like with Tower of God where we're like grasping at straws and trying to like put something together that's not even really there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is like, we're like, oh, is the coin alien guy lying? Well, there's all this, so he's probably lying, and we were wrong, but they gave the answer made sense.
Yeah, it seems like that they were setting
us up
yeah,
to distrust him, and then it turns out that he's like, and then you're like, oh, then he's just horrible. He's like playing this game, and he's literally an alien just fucking with humans, and then you're like, oh, actually, there's this other side to him where he cared about Honoka. Like, the characters, especially now by the end of the season, a lot of the characters are actually, I think, more fleshed out than I would have given it credit for.
Yeah.
They did a good job, and even in this last episode, like, the whole time I was like, I like Shuichi, but something's kind of missing, something's weird, and like the whole, like, he just has his happy life at home kind of thing. But then you get in this episode, and then it brings together, like, Claire's relationship with Elena, and now she has feelings about that, and Elena's relationship with Claire and Shuichi, and how she was trying to protect them. Oh, recording. She was trying to protect them, and then Shuichi realizing right in front of you that his parents have been dead for months.
Yeah.
And he has been blind to it. Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of great things that happened with the characters in this show that made it really, really interesting and a really character-driven show, actually. And even, what's the sort of kid's name with the growing abilities? Isao. His character as well was great. He had this power to, like, bring life. And then he has to help kill a bunch of people. He has to grow these poison flowers that he knows are going to be used to kill people. And that's not what he wanted at all. But he goes through it to save his friends. And then he like, can't even look at Shuichi afterwards. He's, like, crying. And he's so mad.
Yeah.
He's so mad that people can do this. People can do things like that. He thought the whole point of them, like, teaming up was we're going to save everyone.
Yeah.
But then that's not what happens. And being that he's, like, young and he
kind of, like,
innocent,
looked up to Shuichi in a way.
Yeah, and he thought Shuichi was a cool guy. And then, like, he's just like, okay, now everyone is a horrible person and there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm a horrible person because I helped them.
Yeah.
It's, like, yeah, I don't know, I guess, like, when you're just watching it, you might not think about it, but the show, like, the characters...
Yeah.
Are...
They have a lot going for it.
Yeah, a lot going for them.
It's just, it's lost in the presentation.
Yeah. And it's hard because they do hit everything that they're kind of supposed, like, you know what I mean? Like, the characters' relationships and development is all there, but you don't notice it.
Yeah.
So...
Because it's focusing on, like, the fights, or on whatever, like, creepy, like... They'll put so much effort into, like, a creepy shot of Kaito, like, last episode that we used for the thumbnail. That's what they choose to put effort into, not, like, I don't know, focusing on, like, character expressions or, you know, or just timing things correctly. It seems like they were missing the point a lot of the time with all this stuff. But that doesn't mean that everything isn't there. It doesn't mean that all the stuff that they missed wasn't actually there. They just didn't focus on what they needed to focus on.
And it might have been a time thing and a budget thing. I mean,
there's a lot of reasons for it, but it doesn't change what
it doesn't change the final product, but who knows if that was even, like, the intention, or if, like, I mean, we talked about how Kaguya was so strong because they finished before the pandemic started.
Yeah.
This, I highly doubt that was the case for this show. So it's likely that some things would have been better under different circumstances. So I don't want to, like, give them too much hate, because some stuff is obviously out of people's control, and everything was there. But it's just, I think what makes us, like, why we're talking about it so much is it had so much potential, and it's still there, and you can see it if you look. But most people, if you're just casually watching this show, you wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't look that deep into it, and you just be like,
Fuck
oh,
this show.
this is kind of crappy. I'm leaving.
Yeah, which most people did. And yeah, that's where we're at now, is that most people stopped watching. Like, this was one of the hypest shows, like, going into this season. But it seems like they just kind of let it go, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people were, it seems like this, the reason we chose this, like, because going into this, we didn't know which shows were going to be good or which shows were going to be bad. We were just like, oh, what are people excited for? This show looks fucking crazy, let's do it. And then it was crazy. But then, like, all the shit happened, and then you just can't help but, like, see what's wrong with it, because it's so, I don't know.
And then it's not even that we're just, like, obviously we're just seeing it, but we're also seeing, like thinking, like, why are people losing interest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I can clearly see why people are losing interest once I think about it. And this is why. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I just do think it is such a shame that such a vast majority of people dropped it right before it started to find its groove again.
Yeah.
It's really is a shame. And it is a shame, again, that I mean, maybe the miracle will happen and they will get a second season.
Hopefully with some more resources or whatever caused the issues with the show. I hope that they get what they need if they get a season 2 to, like, mm-hmm. remedy them. Whether it was the director or just the fact that it was a pandemic and there wasn't, like, a lot of communication or, like, time to do shit because it was just, like, a completely new way of doing things. Whatever the issues were, I feel like this could have been a way better show.
Or whether it was even the source material.
Yeah.
That had pacing issues, and they decided to follow that because it was
just easier.
It was easier,
to follow just the source material rather than story, like, fully revamping the story or cutting things out or moving things mm-hmm. around. And I think they did cut out a decent amount, but one thing that just shows that they it seems like they maybe did follow the source material, but, like, or I guess no, I don't know. One thing that we noticed that was like why did they do that was when Claire, that fucking telescope lad did not show Claire Yoshioka getting into Shuichi. Remember that? Like, but in the show we see it.
Yeah.
Through, like, the little picture, like, there's just shit like that seems like they maybe sometimes they weren't even paying attention to what was in the source material.
Yeah.
Because that, like, completely changes the dynamic there, like, and completely changes the way that Claire would react mm-hmm. to seeing Shuichi again or seeing Yoshioka.
But I feel like I at first I thought that was maybe an issue, but the way that Claire reacted, I feel like is okay with the fact that she was shown that, because then she's thinking, instead of being mad, she's, like, feeling inadequate. Mm. And I feel like they did, like, you know, she didn't get mad. She was, like, worried. She was debating using a coin on herself. Mm. So I feel like I don't feel like that. I feel like maybe that was changed, but not necessarily for the worse.
Maybe you're right.
And now she's all like, "Hey, you want to watch a movie? And you want to do the stuff that you talked about previously, you know?" Yeah. She's, like, putting in an effort to be there for him, and she's like, he's changed, but so has she. They've both changed. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm just kind of sad that that
it's over.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Still one of my favorite openings. It's really good. Really good
opening. Anything else you want to say? I'm pretty much done. I think, like, I feel like over the course of the show I've said pretty much everything that I see wrong with it, and in higher resolution.
I did want to say, it's funny. Originally, I think we both thought this show was going to be a high school show, and and Claire was controlling Shuichi by, like, using his secret against him and getting him to do stuff for her. That's really funny. When we saw the trailer and we, like, read the description, that's what we thought. So it's just so...
But apparently the fact that they're in high school literally doesn't fucking matter
Actually,
at all.
one thing that I did want to say specifically about this episode is they did a really good job of, like, tying it back into the beginning of the season.
With the college stuff?
With the college stuff. Nana, is that her name, the character? With Nana coming back in a couple times, and you can see that she did have feelings for Shuichi, and it made sense why she kept like popping in and out of the story. And also the dead, I guess, Tanuki grave thing that was kind of in there. It was like almost, I think, quite a similar shot
It was,
to
I think
one
it
of
was
those
the exact
first
same.
shots. So and it's just like showing how much things have changed since then. And I think that was actually really nice.
Yeah.
A really nice callback to the beginning of the season. Even though we talked about how certain things seemed like this is weird to leave for the last episode potentially ever, but some things were really nice.
Yeah.
Like all those callbacks, and I don't know, I just wanted to say that because I did notice that and I really appreciated that.
Alrighty, guys, that was the end of Gleipnir. Hopefully, if it gets a second season, we'll probably watch it. But if it doesn't, we enjoyed watching it with all its highs and lows. And thank you guys for sticking with us for this season. Once again, another one bites the dust. Yet another series concluded on our channel. Thank you guys for tuning in for us, and thank you guys for the few you guys who have been sticking with us since the very beginning of our channel when we started the show. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for everything that you've done for the channel. Thank you for enjoying the show along with us, and thank you for watching all of our discussions as well. We hope you check out our Patreon. We hope you subscribe to our backup channel. That's really important. And if you want, you can check out our merch. We got mugs, shirts, stickers, bunch of cool stuff there. Designs by Lindsay herself. And we have an Instagram at BoldcastMedia. We hope you liked the video. We hope you leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel. And yeah, we hope that you stick around for the next shows that we got coming up. And that's it.
Yep.
I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye. And thank you to all of our patrons, especially those in the Student Council, Zenge,
John Ortega,
Rising 80,
Catherine,
Iwan Polgar,
Nicholas Teo,
Lewis,
Vivsi,
and Gentleman. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.